Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper and today we are going to talk about yet another sunscreen because I have found one which is a mineral sunscreen, and I know that some of you are really liking mineral sunscreen, so we are testing some of them to see how they are working, how white they will make your face look, or if they will make your face look white at all. So I have found this one from Neutrogena, and it is apparently a new one, and it is an SPF of 50, and it is a pure sunscreen as they call it, and that means that it is 100% zinc oxide, and it says here. So this product here does not have any titanium dioxide in it, whereas some other ones, mineral sunscreens, they have that, like the one from Cetaphil. So what do they say? Well, they say that this one is a hypoallergenic and oil-free, and it won't sting your eyes. It is water resistant for up to 80 minutes. So that is obviously not if you're washing it off, though it is a little bit difficult to wash off, I would say. But this is for when you are going into the sea. So they obviously say that you will have to add more during the day. So when you have been toweling yourself on the beach, you have to apply some more of this stuff. So what they promise is that it is sheer zinc face and it's dry touch. So will it leave the skin feeling dry, or will it not dry as such but to the touch, or will it make it look really like a greasy, and will it feel greasy? Does it live up to what they promise? Well, let's have a look. Let's try it out. So do I need to shake it up when it is a mineral sunscreen? No, I don't, because it's not a liquid one as such. It's very a thick cream, so nothing really happens when I shake it. So we just use it as it is. And I will put it on this side here, and then we will try the Cetaphil one on the other side. And we will talk about the difference, how it feels on the skin. So we need to use half a teaspoon. So that is kind of like maybe more than you would like for the color it gives. So kind of like you say, this is kind of like a half a teaspoon. As always with these sunscreens and sunscreens in general, rather use it too much than too little, and don't smear it out too thinly. So here goes. We only need half of that half teaspoon, because I'm only putting it on one side of the face, so this side here. So I kind of like will take half of it. Voila, like that. And it is relatively, it's not as thick maybe as some other ones can be, but it's kind of like a bit like thick paint. So we put it on here, and it gives quite an impact. I tried this earlier, and they say you should not get it into your eyes, obviously, but they don't say avoid the eye area as such. So if you get it into your eyes, obviously you need to rinse it and do all that sort of stuff that you would normally do if you get something into your eyes. So I tried it on the eyelids as well, to see how it performed there. And maybe during this video you can see how it does on the eyelid, because I will just add a little bit on the eyelids. And this is feeling, when you're putting it on, it feels like a little bit, but the impact is quite severe color wise. I will say after a little while it does come up less white. To begin with, this looks really scary, but I will say that after a little while it does come up as more opaque, but I would say it does leave quite an impact. And now this stuff I'm putting on here, you'll see that I have a lot of the stuff on the other hand. So that half teaspoon I'm putting on is actually not the full half teaspoon, because a lot of the stuff will be sitting on my fingers. Now, the good thing about mineral sunscreens that go really white is that you can easily see where you are putting it. So making an even layer all over is a little bit more easy than something you can't see. there you more have to trust what you are doing. So how does it perform in the beard area? Well, it performs as other mineral sunscreens. It sticks in the beard area. That's just how it is. How does it smell? Does it have any perfume? Uh, if they put a perfume in it, it's a bad one. I don't think there is any perfume in it. When you say it down here, it doesn't list any sort of perfume or fragrance or anything like that. And it is also it has the mark of, you can see it down here, for National Eczema Association. So apparently it should be good for eczema, or it shouldn't annoy people that have eczema. So it is a number 1 dermatologist recommended sun care. Well, I will have to take their word for it. I haven't checked if it is true, but this is produced by Johnson & Johnson, so maybe I hope that they have checked it. So how does this now feel on my skin? I would say often when I use a mineral sunscreen, it kind of like tends to warm my skin, particularly around the eye areas. I don't feel it does that with this one here. Maybe a little bit of a tinkling. I don't know why it does that, but I would say this is nothing compared to, for example, the one from Aven, which I have also tested, both the tinted version and the untinted version, and they both have this sort of a warming sensation where my skin is thin, like around the eyes. So, well, this, as you can see, is this is rather white, and still a lot of the stuff is on my fingers. So if I just try and smear it out even more, and you should not smear this out too much, because you would like that half teaspoon to be on your entire face, or in this case, the half teaspoon on this side of the face. So this is, it feels greasy to begin with, but I will say that after a little while it does become less greasy, and as they say, it has they call it a dry touch, as they say up here. And I would say maybe if you are waiting 20-25 minutes, it starts to become much more dry to the touch, but it's not like, it's not going to be like really dry touch, kind of like, but it will be more dry to the touch than the other sunscreens, like the one from Aven, which kind of like keeps giving or being smeary. So now if we try the one from Cetaphil on the other side of my face, and again we will take 1/4 teaspoon. So we take, this is a bit more fat than or thick than the other one. So if you just kind of like take a dot like that, that would be kind of like maybe a little bit more than 1/4 a teaspoon, but again rather too much than too little, because usually a lot of the stuff will stick into your fingers or your hand. So it has a kind of like different texture than the other one, but basically they're kind of like similar, but the content of them is not similar, because the one from Neutrogena is oil free, where this one here from Cetaphil is not oil free because it contains soybean oil. And I will say, when I try it, it feels like it keeps being oily on the skin. And I have tried this sunscreen from Cetaphil. Oh, it's not a sunscreen, because it is, as they say on the front here, it is a Daily Defence Moisturiser. So it is not a sunscreen, it is a moisturizer with an SPF in it of 50. So both of these ones here are SPF of 50. And they are both for UVA and UVB. So this is maybe a little bit easier to distribute, but that is, I think it's because it's much more oily, and I feel it just keeps being really oily. And now you see that I'm putting this stuff on the face. And how much you can see here is still on my finger. So I'm putting less than 1/4 of a teaspoon on my face, and it kind of like still looks like this. And basically, I mean, I guess you can already see now that you can't really go anywhere looking like this. So if you just have a quick look, you can already see now that when I close my eyes, you will be able to see the zinc oxide in the crease line on the eyelid. So if I do like that, you can see in the crease line there. But I have worn it for some hours earlier, and it doesn't annoy my eyes. It doesn't irritate the eyes, and doesn't. For me, it did not run into my eyes. And as they say, it doesn't annoy your eyes. So it's not supposed to annoy your eyes. The one from Neutrogena. So yeah, now I can say I have a lot of the stuff on my finger. So I have not even put all on that I should in order to get the SPF of 50. So yeah, this is just it's a lot. I mean, the whole idea with these mineral sunscreens, I do get the point that you don't want a chemical sunscreen, and you would like to have these minerals ones instead. But it is really difficult to get something that does not leave your skin completely ghosted out, or what you would say. It looks. I mean, you maybe if you, as I say in the other video about this one here, if you are alone on the beach, it might not be a problem, but I'm pretty sure that other people that see you will say that you look completely white in the face. There will of course be people that have a really white skin naturally, and for them it will not be a problem, but I think for the majority of people this will be an issue. Yes. Has it started to be a bit more dry to the touch? Well, I guess you can already see that still it is shiny, and that usually means that it is not dry to the touch. So yeah, it is very well, it feels oily, but there is no oil in the product. Instead, there is a lot of silicones in it. So you will see there are various in this one here. You can see at the back here. That it has in the ingredients list, there is a lot of silicones in it. So there are trimeticone, and there is a dimethicone, and a dimethicone something else, and blah blah blah. A lot of stuff with silicones in it, and I think the point of those are to give this sort of dry to the touch feel. Does it work very well? I would say if you're using a little bit of it, it might. I tried it earlier on my hand, and I just put a little bit on, and it did come up being more dry to the touch, but that would be too little for it to act with the SPF that it is stating. So this will feel very white on the skin, and it will feel greasy, and I mean, where can you go looking like this, really? So yes, as you can see, it just becomes more and more, and you can on the eyelids, if you look at both of them now, you can see that this one has been on for the longest time, and that really has a lot of white going on here, and a little less here, because it's not been on the eyelid for that long, and maybe I didn't put as much on as I did on this side here. But still, if I only put half the amount on that I have done today, first of all, it would not be enough to give me the SPF that I am wanting, or that I am, what they say is on the box. So that would not be a good idea in itself. And still, I'm pretty sure it will be white, and it will be greasy, and it will be not working. Can I imagine that a foundation would work well on top of this? No, I cannot imagine that it would work well in any way. I can't imagine that it will work well with any sort of makeup on top. So this is well, to me this is another fail, and I'm a bit worried that people are saying, oh, well, they like it very much and it sink in and it gives really this sort of a nice dry touch and so on. Well, then I am pretty sure you are using not enough of the product, and therefore you will not be getting the SPF of 50, and that is a problem. So yeah. Can I recommend the product? No, really, I can't. I will make shortly another video where I will show you how you can color your sunscreen with the ingredients that are used by Aven, La Roche-Posay and other companies in order to make these tinted sunscreens, where they're using elements that are not reactive in the sunscreen but are inactive, so they are just there to give a little bit of a color. So watch out for that video if you would like to see how you can color your own mineral sunscreen. So if you like more of this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do all those things you must do in order to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.